Josh and I started a one-week getaway after nearly losing our minds to work. We just needed to escape from the jobs, from social media, from everyone. We needed silence, and we found it at a lakeside retreat deep in the woods. No Wi-Fi, no neighbors, no noise. Room 606 was at the very end of the hallway, a little too dark, musty, and strangely, the curtains were already tied up, like they didn't want any light getting in. It started with small things, a red stain on the sleeve of my nightgown. I thought it was wine. But the next day, Josh's towel had brownish spots too. And the smell in the bathroom got stronger, like old metal soaking in water. That night, as I bent over to wash my face, the drain gurgled. Then, soft knocks from underneath. Knock, knock. Perfectly timed, like someone gasping underwater. I panicked, called Josh, but when he turned on the faucet, silence, like nothing had ever happened. Then blood started showing up everywhere, on Josh's shirt collar, on my pillow, even inside the fridge. We barely slept, we fought more, distrusted each other. I began dreaming about someone sobbing in the bathroom, a pale pregnant woman clutching her belly, looking at me like she was begging. Then came the last night. I was packing, bent down to check under the bed. I heard cracking sounds, like something splitting open. I wish I hadn't looked. Under the sheets was something swollen, tightly wrapped in a tablecloth, leaking black liquid onto the floor. Josh pulled it out. It was a man, hands bound, stomach stabbed, eyes wide open, like asking why. I screamed and ran out of the room. The hotel manager wasn't surprised. She just quietly called the police. Later, the cops followed clues from the last couple who had stayed there to the girl's home, a tiny, shabby house. She lived alone for a long time. They found her overdosed with a goodbye note beside her. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill him. He was a bastard. He told me to get rid of the baby, said I was a burden, hit me. I had nowhere left to go, but now we'll be a real family where no one lies anymore. Josh and I left that day. We didn't say a word in the car, just silence. We were still shaken, still horrified, and maybe we won't be booking any hotels again, not until we forget.
May was full of energy in her 20s. She was studying full-time, working part-time, and her tuition was overdue. While surfing Telegram, a web link appeared on SugarLink, a life of luxury with just one click. The warning line popped up, no regrets, then disappeared as if it had never been there. May hesitated and then clicked accept. Just a few minutes later, the message came. She deleted herself, not just online. The phone flashed a red coin icon. That was her first deal. And then there she was, under the flickering candlelight, and across from her was a hand with a gold ring. The stone trembled slightly, as if breathing, catching her gaze. The car drove on in silence. Outside the window, money floated like slow-motion rain. On May's hand, the coin mark glowed softly against her skin. Everything here was shiny, rich, and slightly off. The gold necklace caught May's eye. As she approached, it moved slightly, as if it had been waiting for her. May happily counted each bill until her hands bled. All around her was the sound of silence. It knocked on the door. The bell rang. And in that silence, she whispered the only thing she still believed she deserved this life. The refrigerator was full of, not food, but sushi, cold and glowing. One of the pieces moved, and May stopped when she realized it was looking at her. May saw herself in the mirror, dressed in fancy clothes, counting money, smiling. But her eyes were empty. She asked the doorman something. He didn't answer, just opened his wallet. Inside was a photo of May, another May among many. A coin rolled out from under the bed. It spun around once and then around again, and stopped, looking straight up at her, as if on guard. The jewelry box opened by itself. Inside were coins arranged in a heart shape. A ring rolled out, engraved with the words, "I take her." May found a video inside an old phone. A girl whispered through static, "Don't take it anymore, don't eat it anymore." She tried to run away, but only a machine voice answered, "Transaction is processing." The doorknob was red as blood. On May's hand, a sharp, square red pattern appeared. The phone verified the QR code. Asset identified. May saw a commercial on her own TV. She screamed and smashed it in protest, but another camera popped up. She was a prized asset. She was no longer hers to begin with. But another camera popped up. She was a prized asset. She was no longer hers to begin with. She scrolled through versions of herself. Each one carried a hashtag of what she had longed for, but none of them called for an exit. She climbed onto the railing in the howling wind. A large screen flashed across the street, her face smiling non-stop. The refrigerator showed a new ID number. A new bill was stuck on the side. Not paper, but like human skin. May woke up on a dirty floor. The cracked mirror reflected her image, but gradually showed another person's name. In the illusion, she chased after a girl in a white dress. But when the girl turned around, it was her, but transformed. A spiral staircase descended into darkness. Each step bore her name. Agreed. The man pressed delete on her on the platform, the timeline fading against the red coin background. She floats between different versions of herself, each version of her choosing fame, money. All are still stuck here. There is no end, just more clicks, more girls with more choices, until someone actually says no.